welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we will be talking about the Richard Constitution of 1946. Remember that we are talking about constitutional development. Now, it should be noted that the aim of this constitutional development is to make Nigeria to become an independent state. So it means that every new constitution will be an update, also an improvement on the previous constitution. Now, for us to fully understand this man's constitution, let us consider a colonial governor that was unable to practicalize his own constitution. So his name was Bernard Bozillon. Bernard Bozillon was the colonial master of Nigeria when the Second World War was going on, which is from 1939 to 1945. So during his own time, remember that we have Northern Protectorate, then we have the Southern Protectorate. During his own time, Bernard Bozillon was able to make this protectorate of the southern part to become west and east province, and the northern part also became a province. So we have three provinces in Nigeria. Now, while explaining Clifford Constitution, I left out something. Now, during this time, in Clifford Constitution back now, the North were ruled by direct proclamation from Britain, while Clifford Constitution only encompasses the people of Southern Protectorate and the Lagos colony. But this constitution is now a constitution that entails everybody in the country. Otto Richard became the colonial governor of Nigeria. He emphasized on the idea of Bernard Bozillon. Then he introduced what we call regionalism. So the most important feature of the Richard Constitution of 1946 was regionalism. Now, one thing you should know is that when this man came into power, or before he came into power, he told the British government that his own constitution is going to last for 9 years. And he made a big error, which was he did not consult the people of Nigeria and our leaders before he was able to make a new constitution in the country. So we can see that the Richard Constitution was a foreign-based constitution. Why? Because we Africans were not consulted before the constitution was brought into practice. That is why most of the educated elites they kick against the Richard Constitution. So all this were the background behind the Richard Constitution. Now, what can be some of the provinces or the features of the Constitution? Now, we have one on the board. We have regionalism. So it means that the Constitution gives power to regions. We have the House of Assembly. We also have the regional executive. This Constitution brought about a conceived federalism. Let me write that down and I do the explanation. We also have bicameral legislative. Then we also have elective principle. So this constitution now brought about regionalism, meaning that we now have the North region. Remember that in 1939, Bernard Bozillon broke down Southern Protectorates to become West and East province. So when he now came, Otto Richard then make it region. You have North region, East region, and also West region. So this is what we call regionalism. Now, all of these regions, they have their own executive body. And in this region, the head of each region now is now the chief commissioner. So, this chief commissioner is working directly under the colonial master. Who was the head of the executive council as the federal level? Taking that we have regional executive, definitely we also have central executive, and we also have central legislative. When we talk about region now, we are referring to state level. So we have the levels of government. There are the federal, state and local governments. Now we can also refer to them as central governments. We have federal. We can also call it central government. We have state government. We can also call it regional government. Then we have local government. We can also call it grassroots government. So you can call these regional governments now state governments. Under the Richard constitution, now we also have regional executive. We have state executive under the Richard constitution. So we also have the what? We have the House of Assembly. That's going to be state House of Assembly in each of the region. So this constitution also gave birth to a conceived federalism. Why? Because power was shared between the federal government and the state government. This country be called the what? Regional governments. Eventually, in 1954, it became a true federal state. We also have bicameral legislative or bicameralism. This means that the North region had bicameral legislation, whereby there are two lawmaking bodies in the northern part of Nigeria, and they are called the House of Assembly and the House of Chiefs. So all these can be some of the prominent feature or province of the Richard Constitution of 1946. Now, what can be some of the merits or the achievements of the Constitution? Now, under this now, as the merits, under Clifford, if you want to vote, you must earn up to £100. But now, under Richard Constitution, if you want to vote, you will earn up to £50. To enable Africans, Nigerians who were earning £50 to participate in the governance of the country at the central legislative. So over here, I will miss something. Over here, it has 44 members. 44 members, 28 of them were unofficial members, 16 of them were official members. Now from this 28, some were appointed by the colonial governor, like 6 of them were appointed, and 4 were still elected. 3 from Lagos, then 1 from Calabar. I'll miss something from this. Now back to the advantage now. So if you are earning up to £50, you can be able to what? Vote in Richard Constitution. What about the merit also? Introduction of what? Regionalism, whereby each regions were given more power and authority to be able to guide their own regions. We also have is conceived federalism. It's laid down the framework for Nigeria to become a true federal state. Definitely, we also have political parties in Nigeria. During this time, we have parties like NCNC, National Council of Nigeria and Cameroon, formed in 1944 by Abbas Macaulay. We have NYM, Nigeria Youth Movement, that was formed in 1936. They were all political parties in existence under the Richard Constitution. So all these can be some of the merits of the Richard Constitution. In addition to that too, if you look here now, members in Central Legislative Council, now there were 44 members, 28 were unofficial members, while we have 16 official members. So it means that the constitution gave more Nigerians to participate in the legislative council. Why? Because we have more unofficial members that were Nigerians than the official members which were whites. Now, what can be some of the demerits or the weaknesses of the constitution? Now, the major one was that Author Richard did not consult educated elites and Nigerians before he was able to postulate the constitution. So people like Abbas Macaulay was speaking against the idea of the Richard constitution. That is why this man, Abbas Macaulay, in 1947, he died while he was doing campaign in all parts of Nigeria, preaching against the evil of the Richard constitution. So he died of what? Of malaria. Another weakness was that, remember that the man said that his own constitution is going to last for 9 years. If you look at this very well, from 1946 to 1950, that's going to be what? 4 years. So the constitution lasted for just 4 years. Why? Because 1951, we have another constitution. Another weakness was that the constitution also gave Nigeria to become an unequal country because the north had bicameral legislation while the east and the west they had unicameral legislation. Also, we also have limited franchise because for you to vote you must be earning up to £50 under the words Richard constitution. So you not still give us universal franchise, rather give us a limited franchise. So this can also be some of the demerits or weaknesses of the Richard constitution of 1946. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. Do well to give us your thoughts on the video. Tell us what you feel that we discussed that you like and what you feel that we do not touch. Touch in the comment section. Do well to like our videos, do well to subscribe and share with your loved one. See you guys in the next video.